How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the series. Welcome to the journey. Whatever you want to call it, this is the first video. And if you have not seen the title, today is chest day. We're starting off with a good muscle group because, start us off right, is what I should say. Because who doesn't love chest? And let's go over what we're going to do for chest, Keep it simple. We're going to start off with the good old dumbbell incline press. All right. I used to do barbell all the time, and including also like flat benching, but I do not do those anymore. And now I've just been doing incline benching for the longest time because I'm really trying to develop that upper chest, upper pec. After that, we're moving on to hammer press, the machine, the plate loaded. And also, I do want to go over the weights and the sets I do. I do 4 sets for everything. Every muscle group, every exercise, 4 sets. All right. And unless I say otherwise, always 4. And then the goal weight for dumbbell incline press, hopefully 100 pounds. Also, I just bought slingshots. If you don't know what a slingshot, if you know what that is, you put it on your arms and it helps you lift a little more weight, kind of like to help your CNS, like your central nervous system, if you hit that plateau. And I certainly have hit that plateau. I've been stuck at, honestly, every lift, the weight I do for those for a while, like everything, all the weights. I haven't really been increasing in anything recently. So I'm not sure if we're gonna do like a little reset or what. But again, we're not gonna start off bad. We're gonna start off with, a good mindset for sure. 100 pounds, but maybe if I decide to use a slingshot, it'll probably be like 120s, 130s, And then hammer press, 3 plates each side, I'm hoping. So 135 and whatever the machine weighs, probably like a pound. Unless we use a slingshot, then maybe 3 plates and a 25 or 4. Excuse me. And then, so we did our presses. Now we're moving to flies. Just gonna do the dumbbell flies, and I do that on a flat bench. I don't do dumbbell incline fly. You might see that here and there. One thing I like to do is change up my exercises often for all the muscle groups, just to keep the shock in the muscle, I'm always trying to change something. Always want it to be like a surprise, like, whoa, we're doing seated curls instead of standing curls, or we're doing preacher curls instead of cable curls, something like that, Something like that. For that, I'm hoping like 60 pounds to 50 pounds dumbbell flies. I won't use a slingshot for that, obviously, you can, but nah. And then, last but not least, will be a cable fly where I'm going down. That works some lower chest. But again, it's just it's a burnout exercise for sure. Burnout, 4 sets of that, crank them out till I can't. And I do everything to failure, okay? Everything's going to failure. Nothing otherwise. That's the workout. Those 4 movements are the workout, all right? 4 sets for everything, so 16 sets total for this workout. Now let's backtrack a little bit before the gym and how I got started with the gym, because again, you really know nothing about me. I've been in the sport world my whole entire life. Learned to ride a bike when I was 4 years old. I did gymnastics, I did basketball, I did soccer, I did football, I did wrestling. I did swimming even, like swimming lessons, but I did it pretty often where I would consider like an active thing I did. And the biking too. I never really I never joined like a biking club or anything, but geez, was I on that thing hours a day. It could have been a full-time job, And I never got into BMXing. I wanted to, but we're just too far beyond that now. But speaking of that, January of 2021, all right, that date's important. I went to this football club. It was in the winter. Yeah, it was in the winter. So it wasn't football season, but it was this like winter club they had in this big facility, you know, indoors. It was really nice. And like halfway through, I think it was like a 3-hour thing. Halfway through, they made us run 40-yard sprints, all right? And, you know, I was obviously hyped for that. I was 170 pounds and, you know, decent build. You know, I wasn't like fat, I wasn't skinny. Had some muscle underneath me just from all the sports over time. After I complete the sprint, all right, it was my first sprint, sharp pain in my lower back. Sharp pain, the sharpest thing could ever, like constant stabbing over and over again. And every time I lifted that leg, oh man. All right, now I got all this, I went to like 20 different doctors, okay? CT scans, MRI, CAT scans, back injections, X-ray, whatever you need. I've done everything under the sun. And they don't know what it is. And it is still here to this day. But again, the pain isn't always the most extreme, but it can be if I'm not careful. All right. So I've had that for, you know, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, almost 5 freaking years. All right. 5 years almost had that now. And I had to quit all my sports. Middle football, could not do it. Wrestling, no. When I got that back injury, I was only doing football and wrestling at the time. Like basketball and soccer were very short-lived. Gymnastics was short-lived. Swimming, biking, on the side. It was football and wrestling. Those were the main sports. Had to end everything, and I wanted to stay active. I wanted to do something. Now, sometimes for football practice, we would go into the weight room. All right. And so I had a background of the gym, but again, didn't know that much. So, you know, went to my local gym, July 2021. July 27th, 2021, I'm pretty sure. All right. I remember the exact date because this is now everything to me, you know? And, you know, I got a membership. Ever since then, it stuck to me like glue or like gum on a shoe, anything like that. All right. It's been like that ever since. And so, and yeah, I'm in definitely over 4 years into lifting now. And I definitely do want to, I'm a bodybuilder. I will not say I'm like your average lifter, or I'm not lifting for strength. I'm lifting for muscle growth, hypertrophy. So again, weight isn't the goal. The stretch and the contraction are more important to me. But that being said, I do think I hit a little plateau. So we'll see what we can do about that. As you all see on the title, you see that I'm bulking, and I'm sitting around 250 pounds now. So I'm up there, you know. I didn't start this bulk at a lower weight. I'm pretty beefy right now. But the cut, you know what they say, the cut's gonna be insane. And I completely stand by that, and I agree. Anything else we need to address for now? No, I think that's enough of an intro, honestly. Let's get to the best part of the video, the workout, right? So I'll see you there. We're doing 100 pounds. Feel like the right weight. Definitely gonna drop the weight. One more set. Last set. All right. All right. Two more. One more. All right, all done. To the car. How's it going? Workout is all done, as you can tell, since we're back in the car. Currently 11:53 p.m. and to be honest, that's the normal time range. You know, I normally do go this late. I get to the gym maybe like 9:30, 10, even 10:30 sometimes. Today was around like 10. It was a little later one for sure. But hey, let's go over the workout. So we start off with the dumbbell incline pressing. Hundreds, a little too heavy, all right? I had to drop down to 90 pounds, which was all right, which is very typical, happens a lot. Now, my slingshot I bought came today, earlier, before the workout, obviously, and I realized it does not work well with incline dumbbell pressing. I'm sure it'd be amazing. I feel like it'll only be beneficial for me as like a barbell bench flat or a barbell incline bench. There's only two. I even tried it for the hammer press too, but I can't get my arms down there and it's very awkward and I don't even feel anything, you know. Second exercise was the hammer press, and we did do 3 plates for all 4 sets. I got a decent amount of reps, you know. It wasn't terrible, you know. It was in the hypertrophy range. I'm not complaining. You know, went to failure. The burn was insane for sure. And again, 4 sets for everything. Then dumbbell flies. I love these because I can get such an insane stretch. And everyone's always telling me like, dude, does that not hurt, or you are gonna hurt yourself doing that? I'm like, dude, I've been doing this since day 1. I'm completely fine. I've been doing this for 4 years. This is how I've always done my flies. And that's a fact. I've always been more flexible than normal. I learned that in wrestling. All right. Like bending ways I shouldn't be bending. Where normally the person would be pinned, I wasn't pinned. I was still like not in a position to get pinned. You know, like my arm might be all the way behind my back because someone's like, you know, someone has my arm, but I'm not turning over. I'm still, you know, it's just back there. And everyone always noticed that. And they're like, dude, are you injured now? I'm like, no, never. Just another day in the neighborhood, you know? Dumbbell flies, we did 60 pounds for all 4 sets, which I was happy about. Because sometimes I do have to resort down like 50 pounds and, you know, yeah, drop the weight just because of fatigue. I kept a close eye on my rest time today, which was probably definitely played a big role. I said probably definitely. I don't think those words go together. It definitely played a role, okay? And last but not least were the good old cable flies. And those are just for like a burnout, you know, just a finisher, right? Because at that point, I can't feel shit. My chest is gone, my chest is dead. All the fibers are torn. All the muscles gone, all the strength gone. At that point, it's just moving my arms and shit till I can't. Moving till I can't, you know? Whatever last bits I got, it was left out on the table there. And that's the workout. Those 4 exercises, which, you know, typical, 2 presses, 2 flies. And again, I will change the exercises a lot. Like, I guarantee next chest day will not be the same movements. You know, I'm always changing up, like, because you can do pec deck fly, I could do barbell, maybe we'll bring flat back, but I haven't done flat for like over a year. So it's gonna be something new for me, for sure. And hey, also, yeah, this is the series I'm gonna be posting every day, hopefully, you know, unless something crazy happens where I can't. But the goal, I work out every day, all right? So, should not be a problem posting every day. You know, I'm gonna record all my workouts here from now on, and really excited to start this journey. Now, of course, I do have my other socials: Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I also have Facebook, but that's like family. I'm not gonna be, well, I think my Instagram reels are automatically shared to Facebook, but again, it's more for family. So you don't gotta worry about that, you know. But everything else, for my, you know, TikTok, Snapchat Spotlight, even YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting shorts every day. No specific amount, just, you know, just content. There's gonna be constant content, okay? And I'm excited. I'm ready to finally express myself, and I think I have a lot to give. And what was that? Is that a bunny or a cat just walking across the road? I've came close so many times to running over an animal, like where it's, no, I just remembered I killed a squirrel once. I did run over a squirrel once. Hopefully my channel doesn't get like permanently banned for saying that word, the K word. But I mean, I ran over a squirrel, unfortunately, but once ever in my life, and that was recent. So hopefully that's the last. All right, because it's terrible. Obviously, I didn't do it on purpose, but you know, they ran in front of my car. They ran out in front of my car. I've seen deers, bunnies, cats, dogs, everything under the sun, pretty much. Well, not really, but you know. And I'm not going to tell you what tomorrow's workout is, because I'm going to keep it a surprise until we get through the whole regimen, like the whole routine, you know, to keep it interesting. Even though you'll see it in the title, just, you know, you won't know until the video's posted. So you gotta do the math. So I hit chest, so what's left? There's a lot. So you won't really be able to guess it until it becomes one of the last days, all right? But again, I'm a bodybuilder. I hit everything, okay? I'm serious, except not neck, all right? I don't do neck. But try to come up with my routine and let's see how close you are, okay? So hey, that's a wrap for today. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you'll stay for this series, but this is just the beginning of the journey. So I'll see you next time.